Good afternoon. This is the weekly weather briefing from the National Weather Service, Peachtree City, Georgia, for the week beginning September 22nd, 2016. Before I get started with the opening message here, we're trying something new. We're trying a webcam here in the upper left. It may be just this one time, or maybe you'll see it again in the future. So, hope you enjoy it. Our main forecast message is above normal temperatures and below normal rainfall will continue through the next week. We're hoping to get some rain in the forecast, but it's not looking good. Drought conditions will persist, especially in North Georgia, and no tropical storms are threatening the continental U.S. at this time, it looks like. Here's the slide showing above normal temperatures. This is a forecast for Saturday and Sunday. Temperatures near 90 or above 90 in parts of the state. And we'd like to see that, in the winter, but unfortunately this is still late September. We're kind of a little tired over the summer, One of our computer forecasts that goes out pretty far into the future is kind of showing what's the likelihood of 90-degree temperatures continuing. And it's just one computer model. We don't bank on it. But if you see there on the blue lines for the 25th and the 26th, that's this weekend, pretty high confidence. But look out in the extended part of the forecast, the 30th and even October 5th. There's a small chance that the Atlanta area in this case might see 90-degree temperatures even in October. So how weird is this to have things this warm in late September? It's pretty unusual. We're running about 5 to 10 degrees above average. Yesterday, in fact, it was 9 degrees above average in Atlanta and a few other cities. And we only see these kinds of anomalies or differences about once every 2 to 5 years. That's what the chart on the right is showing you. This is some useful information that meteorologists sometimes look at. That area in yellow in northwest Georgia in particular is where the most unusual warm temperatures are expected to be this weekend. So where should we be? We should be about 81 in Atlanta, 85 Columbus, 82 in Rome. Definitely should be in the 80s in late September. That's not unheard of to be near 90, but to have it keep going on like this is unusual. And as a result, we're in drought conditions still. That area of red has actually expanded from last week. You can see that the red shading in the map is extreme drought. We're up to 11% of the state. If we compare that to what it looked like 2 weeks ago, it's less. So especially far northwest Georgia and areas east of Atlanta, it has expanded some. So we need the rain. And is it bad yet? Yeah, it's something to be concerned about, but so far it's not as bad as what we've seen in the past. Though this chart here goes back to about 2005. We've had 2 significant droughts in Georgia since that time. You can kind of see that in the red. That is the area of the state covered by extreme drought and exceptional drought, actually, that dark red color. So we've had some big droughts in the past, 2007 and 8, and again in 2011 and 12. If you remember the 2007 drought, that was pretty significant in the news and the media here, with Lake Lanier reaching its all-time record low. 2011, by this measure, was actually maybe covering more of the state and more a longer duration. But impacts maybe not as strongly seen in lake levels. So just goes to show there's different kinds of droughts, and the impacts can be a little bit different from drought to drought, if that makes sense. These graphics you can get are not just available for Georgia or any state. You can actually get that for local areas. So if you want to check that out, look at the web address there at the bottom. Excuse me, unfavorable pattern for rain. This is what meteorologists look at, kind of to look at the steering for weather systems. We're looking at pressure, these white lines about halfway up the atmosphere. And that H over North Carolina and Virginia is high pressure. High pressure is usually good weather, and we're seeing plenty of that, plenty of warm, sunny skies these last few days. That's forecast to continue over the weekend and even into Monday. There's a big low pressure area, though, over Minnesota at this time on Monday and the Dakotas. So in between, we're seeing lots of storms. That area of red, if I can show you on the mouse here, extending from Texas into Wisconsin and the Midwest states, that is a battleground. That's a front between this cooler air mass to the west and warm, very warm air to the east. We'll look at the forecast, and as we go in through Tuesday, it looks promising that maybe we'll see this front and this cooler air move towards us on Tuesday, but unfortunately on the forecast on Wednesday, it has it all lifting north, not really having a good chance to push into Georgia. These computer models can change, of course, and we're looking at just one, so maybe we'll keep our fingers crossed and we'll get some newer information that shows us cooler air and rain are on the way. but this forecast doesn't look good. So even on Thursday, most of the rain and storm systems are moving to our north. There's a storm there developing over Texas in this computer model to the west. So that's the forecast for the week, next week. Rainfall forecast, when you put that all together on one map, over the next 5 days ending Tuesday morning, it looks like this, with most of the rain in Texas, Oklahoma, like indicated, up into Wisconsin. Georgia here, not looking at much, less than a quarter inch, that lighter green shade, maybe if we're lucky a little bit more. If you go out 7 days, it's not looking great either. Most of this activity during this time frame is probably going to be scattered or even isolated showers and thunderstorms, nothing to produce a lot of heavy rain over a widespread area. The tropical outlook, we're looking at 2 tropical systems. One is Karl, it's weakened into a tropical depression, not expected to affect the U.S., and in fact it's moving north. Tropical storm Lisa is being monitored, and not a lot of strengthening is forecast, but in any chance, even if it was, that system is also forecast in a longer range to kind of curve up to the north, and not expected to affect the continental U.S. There's a 5-day outlook that goes a little further. You might see that little yellow X with the number 1 on it. That's actually a forecast that, for 5 days out. We're looking at possible development, and that may be a favorable area if a storm could develop. But right now, it's only a 20% chance, so pretty low confidence that anything in the next 7 or 5 days, that is expected to develop. So we'll keep an eye on that. It's that time of year, the peak in the hurricane season. We're always watching this part of the world. So in summary, above normal temperatures and below normal rainfall will continue through next week. Drought conditions are going to persist, especially in North Georgia, and no tropical storms threatening the continental U.S. That's all I've got from the Weather Service. I thank you for joining us, and have a great week.